What is going on, Lego Maniacs? It's Tyler Lego Guy here. And yeah, today we're going to be looking at the very first catalog that ever featured the Lego Star Wars sets. So that is the 1999 Lego catalog. Honestly, this catalog brings back so many memories, as I know it probably does for a lot of you guys out there as well. It was just absolutely awesome. It was a dream come true. I always wanted them to bring out Lego Star Wars, and they did. But yeah, enough talk. Let's get right into it. All right, so here we have the front of the catalog. So as you can see, beautiful artwork. Really like how they are showing this with Tatooine. That's the Sith Infiltrator, the very first one, and I'm not a huge fan of it. The Naboo Starfighter also is a little clumpy, but I mean, this was back in the day. You can kind of see what it was like. I think the minifigs were fantastic. One of the things I wanted to actually mention though is right here, if you guys notice the hilts and on the bottom especially, these lightsabers are not the lightsabers we have nowadays. There's actually supposed to be a little extra bottom piece, kind of like what's going on right there, right here. So these are actually the prototype lightsabers. These never made production. Correct me if I'm wrong about that, but that's at least what I'm seeing here. We don't have lightsabers that look like that. So I thought that was actually kind of cool. I kind of wish that we had lightsabers like that. It'd be cool to have a little bit more variety. But yeah, anyways, that was my 2 cents. So let's open her up. So here you guys can see the Rockraiders, the Space Port, the Insectoids, Star Wars, Extreme Team, Radio Control, Adventures, fantastic series, Rescue, Throwbots, Ninja, City Center, Aquazone, Cyber Slam, and Technique or Technic, depending on how you want to say it. And if you guys are ever wondering why I say Lego Maniacs, I actually got it from this guy. He used to say Lego Maniacs all the time, so that's actually where that catchphrase comes from. So right here we have the original Rockraiders. So they actually remade them again, I think in 2010, but this was actually a pretty cool series. And we're opening her up. Show you guys a little bit more. So this was actually a pretty cool theme. I didn't mind it. I actually never did pick up any of these, but the premise behind it was they're searching obviously for these crystals, and there's a rock monster in there, and he doesn't like them screwing around with his stuff. So that's kind of the premise of it, but they're pretty cool. A little dated by today's standards. And here we have the very first wave of Lego Star Wars. So as you can see, some really good sets going on right here. Back when I was a kid, this is back to when I was a kid, I'd mark them if I own them. So if you see that little green dot, that's what that means. So here we have the Mos Espa Pod Race, really cool set, Pod Racer, Naboo Swamp. This set gets a lot of hate, and I actually think it was pretty good. I really wish I would have got this set, but maybe I should just try and complete it on Bricklink. It's the Jedi Duel or whatever. I forget the name of it. And then we have the Gun Sub. This was actually a pretty good set. Really clumpy, but pretty good. Droid Starfighter. Not a bad set either. A little clumpy looking, but not terrible. Naboo Starfighter, which I think was good for its time. And then the least good out of this entire wave, I have to say, is probably gonna have to be the Sith Infiltrator. Just not a huge fan of it, but you know, if you like it, that's no big deal. Then we have the X-Wing Fighter. I actually really plan on getting this guy on Bricklink. Really good looking model, especially for its time. The Snow Speeder, why there's an X there is I did own it at one time, but then I actually took it back to the store, so then I X'd it. Anyways, then we have Darth Vader's TIE Advanced and Y-Wing. Beautiful looking set. I actually think that they did a decent job, especially for its time. A really good little simple set, Luke's Land Speeder. So this is when all those land speeders started. This was the very first one. So since then, I think they've made about probably 7 or 8 other land speeders. So kind of ridiculous, but this was the original. And then they had this set. I actually really did like this set. And if you can notice again, that lightsaber is that prototype lightsaber. It's not the normal one. But anyways, I actually really like that set. And it was the first time you could kind of get like Scout Troopers actually came out before Stormtroopers. So this was the very first set you could get a trooper basically in it. And then we're gonna open this up. Really liked it. So as you can see, we got the Lego Adventurers on one side. Just picked up one of these sets. We'll be reviewing it soon. And then we got Luke and Vader fighting there again with those prototype lightsabers. A bunch of scout troopers in the background. TIE fighter following the X-Wing. And then it moves into the space. So yeah, pretty cool. I always like the space theme. And then we got the Rockraiders. They're pretty cool. I like them actually quite a bit. Another spaceship over there. And then these weird little guys that I think eventually turned into Bionicle, to be honest. But yeah, that's what's in here. They kind of did some really cool stuff with catalogs back in the day. Oh, now we've moved on to a fantastic theme. This is the Lego Amazon theme. It's for the adventures. So really cool, really do like that set. I do hopefully plan on getting that soon on Bricklink. I just haven't got around to it. Then we have this set. I don't know any of these names, but this one is actually pretty cool. I'd actually like to get that little raft because I don't have that character. Although if I get this set, I'll be able to get that. But just really cool looking sets. And then we got the biggest one. I just picked this one up and I'll be doing a review of it soon. It's the Amazon Forbidden Ruins or whatever. Anyways, pretty cool looking, good looking set. I always like these little bridges. So you can see there's the Lego Maniac guy there. And now he's going to the crocodile. So anyways, great looking sets, really do like them. We got a couple more here. So here we got a biplane, one of those balloon type flying machines. So cool looking sets. Then we also obviously have the Egyptian theme, which is honestly fantastic. So I actually just covered this set in a review if you guys want to check it out. Beautiful, beautiful set. It's one of my favorite sets, honestly, Lego's ever made. A couple more Egyptian sets. I actually just got this one as well. Interesting. Yeah, anyways, I have a mark on it. I think I lost it or whatever. And then I also actually have the biplane in this one as well. I'll be doing a review of those soon. They're smaller sets, so I might put them together. And then we have this one. I actually really, out of all this lot, besides this one, this is my second favorite one I'd like to get. So eventually maybe I'll pick that one up. That's a really cool set. I really like the Egyptian looking statue thing. So just really, really cool looking sets. Love the adventure theme. Moving on, we've come to another fantastic theme. This is the original Ninjago for you guys who like Ninjago. So the ninja theme. This one had samurais and ninjas, and basically they're always fighting. But just really cool looking, medieval Japanese castles. I really do want to get into this theme as well. This was the biggest one, the castle, and I'd love, love, love to get it. They also had these really cool little, as you can see, almost like hang gliders. This is also a cool one. The axe would come down and like chomp whoever's in the way. Cool little boat, and a couple more castles. One thing I will say, there's a lot of castles, not a huge variation in the sets. They're all just basically different castles, which is really cool. Because if you look into medieval Japan, castles were a big deal if you like history, but they could have maybe diversified them a little bit, but I don't know. I really do like these sets. They could have just maybe brought out like a ninja village or something, or a Japanese village, I should say. It's a really cool theme. Now we're moving on to some of the Lego space sets. So Lego Space has just come back, and this is what they looked like back in the day. So kind of dated, but not too bad. They have a nice, simpler look, I think, to them. And honestly, that rocket ship, that honestly almost stands up to today's standards, I'd have to say. It looks pretty good. I think they did a good job. There's another rocket ship, and they actually had little lights on the bottom if you pressed a button, and it made sound. So that was pretty cool. Moving on, we got the Extreme Team. So these were basically, I never really got the concept of them, but basically they're rescuers. So they almost kind of look like space, to be honest. This one, I had a friend that owned that, and that was actually a pretty cool set. This one right here. Got some of their bases. Here's a huge monster truck. That's pretty cool. And then we got the Rescue. So these guys were just rescuing people all day long. People were doing dumb crap, and these guys would come get them. So anyways, pretty cool. They do remind me a lot of the space sets, just with all that blue, the blue like windows and stuff like that, but still pretty cool. Just look a little bit too futuristic, I'd have to say. Here we have the city center. So I guess they didn't just call it city sets. So there you can see that they kind of were going green with this police station, which is kind of interesting. And then moving on, got a tire shop, some race cars, speedboat. They really had the space look and feel to these sets. I had a friend, I think, that owned that one. And it actually says it really floats. I'm actually planning on doing a Does It Float series because I got so many boats and I might as well do it. Kind of interesting to see if it does or not. There's some race trucks, which is kind of interesting. And then some little stuff, more race cars. I can't tell if this is, that's a shop, it's not a fire station. Then moving on. Oh, this is actually a pretty cool theme. So AquaZone, if you saw the 1997 catalog, they had continued that theme, but they had started to go into Hydra Knots. So that's a really cool looking base. I do like it. That's probably my favorite set out of the wave. Obviously, it's just huge. That'd be really cool to see what it looks like inside. I might, who knows, maybe I'll pick that up on Bricklink. That's a really cool looking set. I actually do own this one. And then I had a friend that owned that one. That's pretty cool too. Moving on, they kind of fought these guys again for those crystals. So anyways, these guys kind of look like Manta Rays. This one's actually pretty cool. So I guess these two were their nemesis. That's my favorite set though, still out of all of these. And then moving on, we got the Insectoids. So space had continued. I believe this was the last space theme that came out that was done in this style. So pretty cool looking sets. I would actually like to pick up more of these, but at this point I was really into Cowboys and Star Wars, so I just didn't have enough money as a kid to get them. But pretty cool looking sets. As you can see, the name says it all. Insectoids. Their vehicles look like insects. In fact, the characters, the little minifigs actually even look like insects when you pulled their mask off. It's kind of like a humanoid insect, which is kind of interesting. Then moving on, we got the radio control. So back then they actually had a radio control. It looks like you could fit a minifig in there. They got some dragsters, a motorized train. Love motorized trains. I actually have the Lone Ranger train, but I made it motorized. I'll be doing a review on that sometime. Then we got the crappie big minifigs. Do not like this theme. If you guys like it, that's great. But Technic did not know what they were doing back in the day. Let's just move on. And Throwbots. I'll let you guys see what's going on here. Again, let's just move on. I'm not huge into Throwbots. I mean, look at that face. It just looks, they just look dumb. It was Bionicle. They were trying to be Bionicle, but they weren't as good. Here is some Cyber Slams. So these have these big awful minifigs again. So not huge into them. I don't mind this race car though. So that's pretty cool. And the helicopter, I think they did a decent job at it. And then back here, you could join the club back then. So you could get your 2-year membership includes. So it'll include all these different things. And yeah, pretty cool. I guess they gave you little stories basically, which is pretty cool. And it's free. So there you guys go. And on the back, we got the Lego Maniac guy again. I will show you guys where he says, hey Lego Maniacs. He does say it in one of these early issues. But yeah, pretty cool. There's the original Darth Vader. Join us. It is your destiny. So that's pretty awesome. They're giving you incentive to join. Even Darth Vader's telling you to do it. But yeah, that's pretty well going to do up this episode of the 1999 basically Lego Stars catalog, the first one it came out. And actually they're advertising their website here, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked the video, leave it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. But take care. I'll catch you on the next one.